we have to talk about the markets, of course, at the start. And let me introduce our guests for the day. We've got Kush Bora, founder of kushbora.com, and Parag Thakkar, who's head fund manager at Fort Capital. Gentlemen, as always, good morning and happy Monday to you. Kush, you've had an eventful weekend. You were telling us in the break, nearly scored a half century. Lost out just a bit, just like the Nifty 50 at 25,500. Just a few points lower.
Oh, spot on. I'm an opening batsman, so 20-odd ball, 33 run gave the team the start it needed, right? So yeah, I played 2-1-2, end of story. No, but I have two questions for you guys, absolutely pertinent to the markets right now, and this is the summary of the conversation that I've been having with investors. One, market ऊपर जा रहा है, मेरा portfolio ऊपर कब जाएगा? And second, markets में crash आएगा क्या? Quick takes.
नहीं, क्यों? What is on the horizon? The only okay. So maybe Bihar elections, maybe at once that will also be temporary, because not too much of an impact on Lok Sabha per se. And second, if at all, the only other big positive mover is going to be the trade deal coming in.
Fantastic. So my 2 cents on that.
I'll give my 2 cents.
Oh, please. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Surely my 2 cents. Neeraj is waiting.
No, I think that we have a rally in the offing.
Awesome. Yeah, reverse, in fact. Yeah, I agree.
And the 14-15 months of underperformance leads to this. I think the deck is set, and if indeed the trade deal happens, maybe Bihar elections verdict is just a passing thing.
Yeah.
And if some bit of emerging market performance, which is non-AI led, starts to happen, then India stands to benefit on flows as well. So I think over the next couple of months, there's a very high probability of a rally happening.
So this was also my dipstick survey, by the way. Alex, Parag, sir, anything?
So I'll agree with Neeraj completely. I feel that India has underperformed significantly. Q2 results have been fantastic, right from SBI, L&T, Reliance, Adani Ports, Britannia, Divi's Lab. I think I can take many names. And as Neeraj pointed out, that this AI upmove globally has led to some sort of underperformance of India, because we don't have a AI play. And if AI play reverses a bit, it will be in favor of India, unless it falls so much that the investors' wealth gets eroded, and then it affects the entire universe.
In my opinion, the big risk is Wall Street, and if something dramatically wrong happens there, it will sink all boats. But then you will have considerable buying at lower levels here, because domestic flows have been very robust.
So this is why you must turn your volumes up. The conversations that we have here and the choice of words is so important. You've got 5 people on the table who are very, very, very constructive. Now my 2 cents on that, right? The first one, when will my portfolio start to move up? Historically, we've seen the heavyweights and the benchmarks, run up first, and then the SMID, segment catches up. With the kind of earnings improvement, and I've been listening to you guys very carefully, even the choice of words, margin expansion, earnings downgrade stopping, capex RI, these things, when they start to enter into conversations, they turn the sentiment around. So, yes, there is a mid rally that could also follow in the coming months, maybe quarters. It might take time, but it's in the offing for sure. And the second one, market mein crash aayega kya? See, I think the reason behind that apprehension is because when world over the markets were hitting highs, we weren't, because of our internal reasons, valuations, earnings, what have you, right? And now when we are starting to turn, a corner around, globally things are starting to look a little weak because of the AI-led correction. But if you work with a 12-month target on the Nifty of 30,000 and Bank Nifty 69,000, that's my working target on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Crash aayega to bhi kya karoge? Niche mein buy karoge, right? So that's the kind of theory I'm going with. So I think we've set the context for a 12-month kind of a view. Aaj kya kare? Okay, on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Buy above the 20 DMA. Near-term pressures could persist. We've seen lower low, lower high formations on the Bank Nifty continue. Some uptick on Friday, but that was largely led by Bank Nifty. So till the time you regain 20 DMA, there could be some pressure coming in. This is a short covering rally that we saw on Friday. Does it turn into a long build-up? Remains to be seen. More constructive on Bank Nifty. Bullish engulfing pattern, sign of a reversal. Give it one more day. This is PSU led. A small concern on that is HDFC and ICICI aren't performing, and SBI is overheated. So any pullbacks should be taken as a buying opportunity on Bank Nifty.
Okay, lots to talk about with Parag Bhai, but before we go to him, a very quick view on your picks for today.
Oh, sure. Monday, weekly pick, constructive on Bank Nifty, so a banking pick there. CSB Bank. 7 consecutive weeks of gains, even the last couple of them have come on the back of very good volumes. I mean, very constructive. 450, 470 targets on the upside, could move higher as well. 410 is the stop loss. On the short side, just because of that cautious view, is Syngene. Sell side targets 610, 600, and stop loss at 630.
Okay. Now, Parag bhai, we spoke about earnings being the driving force. I think if you spread out all the BSE all cap, then we kind of now mirroring what we did in Q2 as well. So we started off really well. There have been some bad apples now coming in as well. But what has stood out for you, let's say, of the earnings that have come out over the weekend? Because there were some standout blockbusters in a Newland, in a Nalco, in a Shelley Engineering, and Trent beat estimates slightly, etc. So what stood out for you from earnings this week?
So I feel that Britannia commentary, that second half there will be a double-digit growth because of the GST reduction, because of their own distribution expansion, because of their own new launches, and plus they demonstrated good margin expansion in Q2 itself,
they did,
where
yes.
growth suffered due to this GST-led delay in consumption. So I would say that that stood out for me. Britannia was a very good. I would say that. From next 1 year point of view, Britannia looks very good. Of course, I have to confess, I don't have it in my portfolio right now, but you asked about the weekend, what happened, that's why I'm saying. Divi's Lab again, results were very good. I think people are expecting some sort of cooling off of the results over the next 6 months because of one product going away or competition coming in one particular quarter. But structurally, this company is looking fantastic. So if I have to buy something expensive, then Britannia, Divi's kind of names come through. And
what about Nalco?
So Nalco is also good. It's a good play on aluminium. Aluminium is at $2,850.
Correct.
And if you see the trailing P of Nalco is only 7x. So Nalco also looks interesting.
But they've manufactured more alumina in the quarter.
Yeah. But aluminium
which has been soft, right?
Yeah. So aluminium and alumina generally follow a difference. But I would say that there is some oversupply in alumina. But I think given what has happened to Hindalco due to this Novalis expansion,
Correct.
the capex guidance being raised, I think anybody who wants to play aluminium right now or alumina, that particular commodity will play Nalco in short term. Hindalco long term outlook remains good, but in short term I'm saying. And of course I'll have to tell you that in the noise of all these results, I think people have forgotten that SBI has actually reported a fantastic number. People were saying that, Yes Bank ka profit hai. Yes Bank stake sales, that is one off. But you see the NII number, and I'll give full credit to Mr. Sethi, the chairman of SBI, and the entire team, of course RBI governor also, to create this kind of environment so that, this kind of, see the 20% of loan book of India is SBI.
Yeah.
They are revising the credit growth guidance from 11 to 12% to 12 to 14%. Yeah. Right, their NIM expanded.
Domestic
Everybody
NIM
expected NIM to be declining by 5 to 8 bps.
And domestic NIM was above 3%.
Yeah, it was, and that is led by, CASA grew by, so current account, not CASA, current account grew by 18% YOY.
Wow.
Which was high single digit for other banks. Their fee, can you imagine SBI fee income grew by 12% QOQ, 25% YOY. It was outstanding number which nobody has noticed. Although I agree with Kush, it looks overheated because it has rallied significantly and RSI might be high and all that.
So
it will consolidate. But I would say that
by periodically.
And what is the valuation? See, if you see FY90 is a book value of FY27. Now they are inching towards 1.1, 1.2% ROA. You can easily give them 1.5x. So that goes to 900. 300 is a subsidiary value. Yeah. So 1200 rupees in SBI is possible in next 12 months. And I don't know why FIs are buying something else in the world. They should all come and buy SBI.
My God, now that is table thumping.
Yeah, table thumping. In spite of the fact that I know that it is overrated.
So for those who don't know,
it is fundamental thinking, not technical.
There are some calls on which Parag Bhai has a table thumping response.
And I would like to congratulate SBI, the entire team,
Wow.
And in fact, many other banks have done this. For example, Federal, we spoke, they also said NIM expansion of 15 bips they reported. And that was also led by CASA, fee income.
City Union Bank did.
Yeah, City Union Bank, fantastic results.
Good set of numbers.
Yes, yeah, Kush.
And the stock reacted also.
One point. Last Monday, we spoke of SBI as a forever stock.
Yeah.
Between last Monday and today, nothing has changed for the worse.
So result
In
has
fact,
come.
only for the better.
Last Monday it was that we like it, but we don't know if it's forever. Now I don't know if it's become true love.
Mine, it was forever, right?
Yeah.
So on decline still remains.
Yeah, okay. So SBI, we have so much more to talk about as well, but some great ideas coming in this morning. But we're going across now to Somit Sarkar joining us with all the chatter from the dealing room. Somit, what's heard on the street this morning?
We saw strong buying action on Friday at 25,300 level, but what dealers are indicating is that 25,500 is the level that index needs to hold for further upside. But when it comes to stock-specific action, Bharti Airtel is one of the stocks on the list. We saw a strong selling on the back of the big block deal that had come in. The demand was quite weak is what dealers had indicated, but there are also concerns of further stake sale that could come in that led to this downtick on Bharti Airtel. So keep an eye out for that counter in trade. Aurobindo Pharma and Divi's. Both dealers are indicating positional buy calls on both these counters. Divi's was down in trade. Reported its numbers and results were quite strong, but we had seen a down move on the stock because of too many longs in the system is what dealers have indicated, and this stock could rebound in trade is what dealers believe going forward on the back of the strong numbers and multiple target price hikes that have come in post results. When it comes to Kotak Mahindra Bank, multiple dealings room were suggesting buy calls on technical charts, so keep an eye out for that counter as well. And Shelly Engineering and Kalyan Jewellers, both these counters were part of our segment on November 7th, and there were buy flows on both the names on the back of strong expectations of strong results. And yes, Kalyan Jewellers and Shelly Engineering both have reported a strong set of numbers. In fact, the margin expansion in case of Shelly Engineering on a Q-on-Q basis is also more than 4 percentage points. And when it comes to Kalyan Jewellers, they have reported strong growth, and more importantly, they have also restarted their debt repayment cycle. So that's another positive commentary and move that has come in from Kalyan Jewellers side. So keep an eye out for Shelly Engineering and Kalyan Jewellers for move in trade today.
Okay. Kalyan Jewellers, Shelly Engineering on our watch list as well. Thank you for that, Somit Sarkar. Them. So some of these action-packed results that have come and turnaround stories that we've been talking about, and Parag, I wanted your view on them as well. Shelly Engineering, Anant Raj, I think you were talking about AstraZeneca. And some more turnaround stories, JSW Cement as well, because you mentioned that this has been a fantastic quarter.
Actually, in my view,
some would say it's an okay quarter, it's a mixed bag.
I would say it was a fantastic quarter. Whatever results I look at, based on the fact that it was a prolonged monsoon, definitely things were not looking that great actually, but it turned out to be a very good quarter. If you see, for example, so banks, surprise on the margin side. Then IT companies also, if you see, most of them outperformed the expectations. The expectations are very modest, that I agree. But most of them outperformed.
But even the
Coforge reported 5.9% CC growth. Of course, that was expected. So again, that is okay. But I'm saying, all in all, Divi's, for example, you saw Lupin's result, again a blockbuster result. Now, you might say that it is one-off and some things are not sustainable, but that's okay. But I would say that more or less, if you see L&T, highest ever order wins.
I was going to say cap goods players.
Yeah.
Lloyd's was good.
Hitachi Energy, you see the numbers, I think the underlying economy and the results clearly say that across the sectors, if you see, except for FMCG, where also Britannia in the end gave a fantastic hope of second half being very good.
Yeah, the beauty is the commentary from a lot of these companies for continuation in quarter 3, quarter 4. In a lot of cap good names.
Continuation and improvement also.
Yeah, continuation and exactly. In quarter 3 and quarter 4 is pretty stunning. So, we hope that this quarter kind of underpins a recovery which can bring up earnings revival in
so
quarter
now
3 and
everybody is
quarter
saying
4.
that whether it will sustain next month or not, because it's just a pent-up demand led by GST cuts and festive and all. See, everybody, last 15, 18 months have been so slow for everyone, every company also, that everybody is guarded. That dekhte aage kya hota hai kind of thing. So let's see, it's okay to see, but wherever that kind of optimism is not reflected in the stock price, that is where you should buy. That is the thing.
I wonder.
sorry. No, please.
No,
you
I was
first.
saying I wonder if Divi's is one of them.
Okay, no, so just the small point. I think the GST cut plus the Reserve Bank of India measures for liquidity together make maybe the next couple of quarters different than the last 12 months.
Yeah, but it's come with its lag.
Yeah.
The impact has come with its lag.
And still
As
the impact
expected.
will
Combined.
come. I think FY27, you see, if all goes well and there is no earth-shaking, unforeseen thing happens in the world, you will see the results of financials and some of the results in next year will be phenomenal when the margin bottom will be already made. Whereas SBI chairman has said, right, that for them the margins are going to have a U-shaped recovery from here.
Wow, wow. Okay, so that is one of the, SBI, of course, but not everyone is having such a great quarter. So that's why I just want to talk about transformer and rectifiers and highlight on that stock. So the numbers, meanwhile, were looking weak. Margins have dropped 15 to 11.2%. EBITDA is down about 25%. Revenue has been flat. Net profit is down. But I think more than that, and I wonder if we have those details up as well, is that there is a list of companies that World Bank has blacklisted, and one of them is transformer and rectifiers. And some of the allegations are that there was an issue in what they did in Nigeria. So I think those are some of the details we should put out and be careful of those. So while there are some very, very good stories, there are some, question marks as well. So tread with care, I would say. What would you say Swiggy is in that list, and where does Swiggy stand? Because there is a very, very positive note this morning from Nuvama on Swiggy. And all over the weekend, there is this trend now. One stock becomes the viral hot topic.
Absolutely.
So Swiggy is the viral hot topic. कि यार 10,000 crore क्यों raise कर रहा है फिर से?
So basically, I'll tell you, I speak out my heart. Okay.
Always.
We look forward to it, Parag bhai.
So my view is very simple. See, they have got $900 million cash already in their balance sheet. They are burning $90 million every quarter. Okay. So they have got 10 quarters left. Zepto has raised money. And so now they are at $800 or $900 million cash. They are also burning $80-90 million. So we are very kind people. We are generous people. We are giving them money to burn cash. So good. We are encouraging entrepreneurs.
My God.
That is the heart dipped in sarcasm.
So Colgate makes 1,400 crore PAT and market cap is less than Nyka's of the world, Lenskars of the world, and Colgate is a 150-year-old company. Who cares?
Yeah, you use it every day.
So that's
it doesn't
okay.
matter.
See, I am saying, I am respecting the wisdom of the market. But I don't align with it. That is not my circle of competence. To give money to the companies to burn cash, so that they can be more stronger in future. Now, who knows what is going to happen after 3 years? Who knows within 3 years, some new player will come with more amount of cash and burn that cash and create problem for them. So stock will go up. So I'm telling your viewers, don't go by my view.
Yeah, obviously.
Stock can go up.
This is, for everything we say here, this is the standard disclaimer.
Yeah.
These are all,
Everybody has their own view and we
you
have to respect
have your
it.
own view and your own decision that you have to make eventually.
And I would love to say that we get you all the views, right? We give you the counterbalance views. We have people saying good things about these new age companies, but you need a counterbalance as well
These
at
are
the
not
end
fraud
of the day.
companies. I'm not saying anything. They are great promoters who from startup have created such kind of franchises.
Sure.
All respect to them. As an investor, how to value them, it is in my hand. It is not in my wisdom to value them because of the cash burns they are doing and because of their sustainable modes as people call it.
Sustainable modes. I'm loving this. All right, focus on Divi's this morning. Divi's has seen a strong set of numbers and a slew of brokerages who are quite positive. Varsha, what are they saying?
Tamanna, brokerages remain upbeat when it comes to Divi's Lab. This is on the back of strong Q2 numbers, which was backed by custom synthesis and the strong peptide growth that the company has. Now, Citi maintains a buy rating, and in fact, it's a top pharma pick for Citi, while it highlights strong commentary on the peptides portfolio and believes that the company is on track to become a global, peptide leader in complex peptides, basically. HSBC also maintains a buy rating, while they say that the Q2 was driven by custom synthesis, but also highlights the pricing pressure in the generic segment, and they expect robust growth ahead, supported by rising clients' interest in peptides and contrast media. Bank of America also stays positive when it comes to Divi's Lab. what they say is the momentum was led by EBITDA, and new capex will support the growth that the DVs is eyeing on. Lastly, Morgan Stanley, if you see, sees DVs well positioned for strong growth when it comes to peptides and contrast media and custom synthesis business, and believes the ongoing capex will support the long-term growth that the company has. So overall, brokerages are very positive when it comes to DV's lab, considering the contrast media, the peptides and the custom synthesis, but also highlights the pricing pressure when it comes to generic segment.
Now we're talking about equity day in, day out, but the one asset class that has surprised everyone and in fact has bolstered your portfolios in all probability is gold. But there was a warning that the Securities and Exchange Board of India sent out just day before yesterday, and this has to do with digital gold. Let's talk about what digital gold is in the first place. This is essentially 24-karat gold that is sold in a digital format. Who sells this? Various platforms, usually fintech platforms. Paytm has something like this. You have Gullak, which is another platform that sells this. It has an equivalent, according to the sellers, of that digital gold in physical form that is sold in a vault and insured. Now, the pricing of this is tied to the wholesale market, but then it can vary from issuer to issuer, not issuer, but seller to seller. And there is also a 3% GST that is allocated towards that. Now, why is this a problem? Why is digital gold a problem? There are a few things that stand out. First of all, that 3% upfront GST that you have to pay. Of course, when you buy physical gold also you pay this, but when you buy an ETF, a gold ETF, you don't pay this 3% GST. And so therefore, there's an immediate impact on the cost when you're buying this from an investment standpoint. The price setting mechanism is not transparent. So there can be significant differences between the physical market as well as the digital gold that is sold. There can be stipulations on how much you can invest. In fact, some platforms say you can invest a maximum of 2 lakh rupees. Some say that you can hold for a maximum of 5 years. So there are stipulations, whereas gold ETFs you can hold forever. Now, beyond this, what has SEBI said? It's actually saying that this is entirely outside of the purview of SEBI. And why that matters is that it cannot guarantee the completion of a transaction or the protection of your money if something goes wrong. Specifically, what they've said is that they may entail risks for investors and may expose them to counterparty and operational risks. Counterparty being that the person selling you the gold may not fulfill the whole details of that transaction. They say that none of the investor protection mechanisms under securities market purview shall be available. What should you consider doing instead? You should consider looking at gold ETFs if you have a demat account. As of the last count, we don't have the latest data, but 90,000 crore rupees at the end of last month in these ETFs. And there's also, if you don't have a demat account, gold mutual funds that allow you to invest in an SIP form in these in this asset class. So there are safer ways to go out and invest. Particularly, these are guaranteed by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, and that is the most important thing.
Okay, a very, very important report. There are some listed players who also deal in digital gold, but possibly not a very large portion in AB Capital. Tanishq has a digital gold play as well, but important warning from SEBI. All right, first of the first rates are in. This is the pre-open session coming in. Look at a Newland Labs. Look at a Sri Renuka. We told you sugar stocks are going to be in focus. Some of the restrictions on their exports have been lifted. They're doing well. Let's look at what a Nykaa is doing this morning as well. As we get in those first rates, that's in the positive. On the negative side, transformers and rectifiers seems to be in pain. And we told you about the story. In fact, let's pull up those graphics if we can with the details that we were talking about. So on the one hand, I'm not sure how this is showing 21% down, so we'll check that rate. But on the one hand, you have numbers which weren't great, but this stricture from the World Bank is the other one that is a pain. So here's what's happened. World Bank has debarred transformer and rectifiers from bidding on its finance projects. And this is because they claim the company engaged in alleged corruption and fraud tied to a $486 million Nigeria project. INCRED has a note out which says that don't see long-term impact in domestic market and overseas, as majority of projects are not funded by the World Bank. Don't believe government customers would debar them to bid ahead. So that's the point coming from INCRED. keep that in mind as well. Having said that, 21% down, 20% down in the pre-open session. This will settle. Let me say that as well. That's important. Look at a Muthoot Finance this morning. I wonder if this digital gold story, which Alex, you just did, will have some impact coming in. Ola Electric in pain. Now, Ola Electric is another interesting story to look at. LG Energy in Korea has made a claim that one of its former employees have sold the secret of Ola's Bharat cells to them. That technology was stolen and sold to them. Ola Electric has come out with a very long, detailed rebuttal to this, saying that this is an attack on the Made in India, the movement, etc. Nevertheless, the stock seeing some pain this morning. Anant Raj doing well, and again, a good set of numbers. AstraZeneca. So these are some of the movers this morning, but a lot of news-driven movements we're seeing. Sugar stocks, do you see any point at all right now for this?
No,
There'll be a small short-term gain today, maybe.
No, I have not looked at it very seriously, or any news flow which is around sugar. Because see, last few years saw a big re-rating in sugar stocks led by this ethanol story. So now I think government has not is not saying that we are going to blend 20-25% ethanol in petrol. So I don't think there is any structural story over there. But let's see. I'll have to check.
I was looking at some of the names and on which brokerages have raised target prices this morning, and we're going to get a brokerage note very shortly. So we'll save it for that. But Kotak has upgraded Nalco to an add from reduce. MK has raised the target price on Shriram Pistons to 3,400 from 3,050 earlier. Batliwala and Karani has come out with a note on VST tillers and tractors. They've increased the target price to 7,069 from 5,745 earlier. And well, on Happy Forgings, there are a clutch of names. And then on Newland, there's a clutch of brokerage upgrades that have come in as well. So a lot of stocks, but within these, there are some which have result reasons as well. So Kush, I'm going to come to you on two of them, Nalco and Newland Labs. Two stocks, good results. Brokerages have raised target prices. Are there trading plays in either of them?
So Newland Lab, yes, Newland's had a very good run, from a medium-term perspective, has had its share of volatility. You've got this support at the 50-day moving average that comes in. Right now, it's a little overstretched, so, and could open higher. But if you do get a dip, that's when you should go out and buy, because this 4.5% gap, 5% gap up opening, if it does come about, it'll put the stock into overheated territory. So this is when you want to start booking profits. On declines back to 17,500, 17,700 odd levels, it makes sense to get into Newland. Nalco also, like the rest of the metal pack, it's had a good run, but it's not corrected as much. Resistance around the 240 mark, heavy call-based technical resistance also creeping in. So I would buy Nalco above 240. If I had a position, I would continue to hold with a stop loss at 230.
Okay, so that's a view on Nalco. Couple of stocks that are seeing a little bit of pressure. Puravankara has had a loss in the quarter. It is down about 3.3%, not the best numbers. 4% plus at this point. Signature Global is another one that is taking it on the chin on the back of an EBITDA loss widening, down about 2% or so. But let's go to the big brokerage call of the day. Jefferies has put out a note on industrials, initiating coverage with a positive view. Let's head across to Sharad to understand which specific counters they're looking at and what the rationale is. Sharad, morning.
Good morning, Alex. Jefferies has come out with a good report on the industrials front, and two initiating reports coming in. The first one is Hitachi Energy. They initiate buy with a target price of 25,000 rupees. Siemens Energy, also there is an initiate buy with a target price of 4,000 odd rupees. And CG Power initiating a hold coverage with a target price of 745 odd rupees. Now they're expecting that the power capex, that's expected to go up by more than 2 times to almost $280 billion over the next 5 odd years as you compare it from FY19 to FY24. Hitachi's order book is almost at 4.6 times its FY25 sales, providing a strong revenue visibility going ahead as well. For CG Power, important commentary coming in is that the order book is at almost 1.5 times its FY25 sales. And for Siemens Energy also, the order books remain strong at almost 3 times its FY24 September sales. And interestingly, L&T had earlier stated about the pickup in private capex, and so did the macro data suggest as well. And when that picks up, of course, industrial and capital goods become attractive.
Interesting. Okay. Sharad, thanks so much for getting us those details. In fact, I wonder what the preferred pick would be for Parag Bhai in this space based on the fundamentals. You already spoke about a couple of these names, but Is there a table thumping buy here?
The table thumping because of valuation I cannot say, and every sector I cannot be so master that I can.
Table टूट जाएगा, इतना दम करेंगे तो.
Table टूट जाएगा. Correct. Table thumping has to be reserved for special things. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I
No, we
saw.
love our table.
I'm very attached to this table. Yes.
So I saw the numbers of Siemens Energy, Hitachi Energy, and all those. So the numbers are very good. And as Jeffries has pointed out, there can be a EPS growth of 70-80% in this kind of names, and so the high PE multiples might be justified. But from longer term perspective, what I believe in is that any company, any industry of a reasonable size cannot keep growing at above 50-60%. And that's why you should be cautious paying high PE multiples.
Speaking of high PE multiples and results, Trent, what did you make of the numbers? It has come in slightly ahead of expectations, and so you might not see a big crack. It's down about 1% or so. Are you more sanguine about the numbers?
So the point is that, again, see, great company, okay, no, by all means a great company, Tata Group company, no problems at all. The only thing is 100 PE trailing. Now, at what rate, see, it is not a problem of company, whether it is Trent or Eternal or Swiggy for that matter. It is not a fault of company. It is this liquidity has created this kind of thing that they chase momentum. Now that momentum fades away at some point of time, then the stock derates. So even a Trend kind of stock can derate from 6,000 rupees to say 4,700 rupees. There is no problem in the company. The problem is that you took it to 7,000 chasing that earning momentum, which will not last beyond 3-4 quarters. Now if you see in the value retail, where Trent has a Zudio which did extremely well, now every retail company has a value format now. I was just talking to Shoppers Stop, they have Intune, Reliance has Yosta, Aditya Birla Fashion has started a new brand called Owned. Everybody will come. See, like what happened in paints, like what happened in wire and cables, this value retail will also get crowded. That is why I am completely opposed to paying a very high PE multiples, because you cannot have more than 3-4 quarters or 5-6 quarters of this kind of earning momentum.
Yeah, it's like Neeraj loves broccoli. It's amazing for him. But if it gets too costly, he'll switch to cauliflower, correct?
I doubt it.
and color it green.
I doubt it, but yeah.
Charred broccoli, yes indeed. Okay, what else is in favor? It'll be lovely to see the reactions on maybe a Newland Labs. So let's bring that up. Shelley Engineering would be interesting to see as well. Newland is up 6%, by the way. Shelley is up 2.5% as well. Now, again, these are expensive names, by the way. Keep that in mind. But there is growth here, and therefore these stocks are starting off well. Kusha, again come to you. We spoke about Nalco and one more. Now I'm asking you Newland yet again, because you said Newland is good. 50% in the last 6 months, another 6% today. Is it topping out? Part one. Part two, Shelley Engineering, again a stock which has had a fabulous rally and still starting off higher today.
So yes, like as we discussed for Newland, profit, you should book profit now and buy on declines. Yeah, for sure. Overheated already. Had a good run, medium-term structure, very strong. So yes, on declines. And the stock's been kind enough to give you those dips to the 20 and the 50-day moving average, which come significantly lower. But around 17,500 is where you could re-enter. Shelley Engineering, very interesting setup. Good run up. Had a sharp round of profit booking, but that was along with the markets and the steady rise now. The recent swing high close to 2,600. I think above that you could see the stock head much faster. So remain constructive on Shelley. Even after this kind of a gap up, you could still consider a buy on Shelley Engineering. The structure looks very interesting from here.
Force Motors is moving ahead with force as well. So, the stocks are really revving up. And, guys, these are expensive. I mean, Force relative to auto names at 29, 30, 35 times is not cheap per se. Yeah. So, a lot of expensive names with good numbers, though, have done well. And sometimes we can take credit for picking up the right names and pointing it out to our viewers, right, about these stocks doing well. Parag, by Force Motors.
So, I saw the numbers. Numbers are amazing. Numbers are amazing.
So, but 7%
so
revenue growth, so that was okay.
This kind of thing, I cannot say I'm happy to miss. This is something where you regret.
You're regretting missing Force Motors?
100% I regret. And I saw, so I'll have to praise some of the competitors also. For example, I saw this thing in Alchemy's portfolio. So they have got it absolutely right.
So, even HBL Engineering popping this morning on basis of numbers. Even a Nykaa, for that matter, not doing too badly. Is that something that you are regretting, or you're happy? This joy of missing out also?
It is not in my circle of competence, but yeah, they have done well. And amongst those names, which are quite out of my circle of syllabus, yeah. This company has done, at least you can see a good EBITDA number of 159 crore on a market cap of 70,000 crore. It's okay.
For Nykaa.
Yeah.
Anantraj has done well as well.
Anantraj is the other one. That's the only data center play, right?
So that was the company I used to own in my earlier portfolio at a very lower price, and I saw that. Luckily, I was able to see the turnaround, debt reduction, monetization of huge amount of real estate which they have in Gurgaon and Delhi, and of course then the productive use of that land in the form of data center. I think they are setting up data center at much lower cost than others.
But is it I don't know if you saw the numbers.
At this price, I don't have a view, unfortunately.
So, but 26.6% margin versus 22%, EBITDA uptake of close to 50%. Strong set of numbers.
Yeah.
Kush, on the charts, Anantraj?
Had a run up, now consolidating with a negative bias. I think it's starting to pick up steam from here on. Multiple resistances along the way because of the kind of profit booking that you saw. So close to 645, 650, there are resistances. But if it takes that out in this week or in the coming weeks, I think you could see a move towards 680 as well. So medium term, I remain constructive. Near term, there's a bit of a challenge.
Okay, some of the losers out there, Transformer Rectifier, really in pain. Ola Electric, Signature Global, even a Trent. If you're going to see a dip in Trent, because the numbers look decent, would you say it's a buy this morning? Parag bhai?
So I'll wait for a lower price. I think the competition is coming in this segment. And like SBI, even after rally is 7.5 P and 1.1 time book. Trend even after a fall is 100 P.
Yeah.
So I am a fundamental person. I will not see that this is overheated or this is oversold. I'll just go by my fundamental metrics.
By the way, viewers, I must point out here that Trent was a great company at 7,200 rupees as well. The dynamics of it being a great company hasn't changed. Just that it was probably not a great stock, and now the price performance tell you that that call at any point of time, if somebody was skeptical about the Trent valuations, it was so correct. Okay, let's get the markets up and running this Monday morning. What do we have on open? We have a little bit of green on open, not too great. Banks are flat. Technology is revving up. So that's one interesting piece. Mid caps about 0.25%. Small caps, well, less than 0.25%. But we are 1/3% now. Let's get the heat map up on the screen. See what's moving and what's not. Infosys up 1.12%. It's a key day from an Infosys news flow perspective as well on the buyback. Bajaj Auto 1.15%. The brokerage notes have been constructive there. Hindalco reacts a bit. L&T reacts a bit. There is SBI 0.75%. The table thumping buy on the table this morning and a forever stock on the table this morning. So SBI is doing well. Eternal, Reliance Industries are amongst the others. BEL features in that list as well. I think the commentary from BEL viewers has been very, very strong. There are not too many Nifty 50 names which are projecting 15-17% growth for 5 years and an order book to back that. Maybe money rotation happens out of some of the Nifty 50 names into a BEL as well. So keep that in mind. What's not doing well? Trent, 4% lower now. Power Grid, 1.75%. Apollo, Maruti, Eicher. And I think the standout of the morning on the large caps has to be Trent, not just because of the price action of 4%, but because while the margins beat estimates, it is the growth number that is now starting to make the street a bit skeptical on the near-term valuation picture for Trent. Is it doing well? Yes. Does it need to do more to justify the valuation? The answer is an unequivocal yes, and which is why this 4% downtick tamanna on Trent. The rest of the market for now seems okay.
Trent, I thought the numbers look pretty decent, but relatively yes. I suppose valuation concerns amongst other things. Markets at least up in the green, and that's not too bad a start for this Monday, 0.25% up. Let's look at Nifty contributors very quickly before we move ahead and where those stack up this morning. RIL pulling its weight, ICICI Bank, SBI, so financials in play, L&T as well. Trent is what is pulling down the markets, Bajaj Finance as well, showing a bit of weakness. Let's pull up what the small cap and mid cap indices are doing, and are you seeing something better happening in broader markets? All steady actually, all about 0.25% up, at least on the mid cap 150, the small cap 250 pretty flat. Sectoral indices, let's pull those up and see what's buzzing and what's not. India defense Small clutch of stocks over there that is really showing some boost, and we look at the internals on that. Metals doing okay. Maybe it's a Nalco, etc., which is pulling that up. Oil and gas, but all muted. Look at the range of the market, not even 1% up on the top sector and 0.25% down on consumer durables that you're seeing this morning. So it's a quiet start, I would say, in that sense to Monday. Let's pull up the internals of the Nifty India Defense and see what's popping over there at this point. Dynamatic Tech, Garden Reach doing okay, but nothing really sizzling except for that one stock. All right, specific stocks, because it's all about results, right, this morning. Nykaa, Newland Lab, AstraZeneca, Shelly Engineering. Let's pull up and see what some of those are doing. Some with very good numbers, some with not that great numbers. Newland Lab seems the winner of this morning, 10.5% up. Nykaa doing well. And sticking to their guidance of the fashion segment turning EBITDA profit in FY26. AstraZeneca seemed like decent set of numbers. Shelly Engineering, Anant Raj, the next set that we should look at. Shelly was actually a very strong set of numbers, flat completely as far as markets are concerned. Anant Raj, also a strong set of numbers. Signature Global was a bit of a howler, and that's showing on the script this morning. Swiggy is raising funds, 10,000 crores, and a very positive note coming in from Nuvama. Street loves it, 2% up this morning as they go in for more fundraisers. An investor presentation has been put out as well, which details what their strategy and vision is. Trill is the other one that we're looking at. Bad numbers, but also some news which is hurting the stock, 20% down. Sugar stocks, let's look at some of the sugar plays. Export restrictions have been lifted, all of them up and about this morning. Sri Renuka, Balrampur, and I suppose the whole lot of them will have some momentum. So you have very news specific action, I would say, Alex. This is a stock pickers market, at least this Monday morning.
Absolutely. And, you know, since we've been talking about the open, Trent has actually lost more ground. It is down over 5% at this point, and it is the worst accident, so to speak, in the large cap universe. And it's not because of a horrible set of numbers. Please bear that in mind. It was a decent set of numbers. It's just a question mark about near-term valuations, as Neeraj has pointed out to you. A few other stocks that are reacting on the downside. Shipping Corporation of India also posted its numbers, down about 5.5%. You have Schneider Electric that is down about 5%. You have Amber, which continues to lose ground, which is 3% lower at this point. And you have something like a Power Grid also that is losing about 1.8% or thereabouts. Nalco now trading with gains of 6%, and arguably one of the contenders for stock of the day that is currently being held by both Newland and HBL Engineering. I want to ask you, Parag Bhai, on Torrent Pharma though, because the numbers were good. 4% up at this point, reacting to a strong set of numbers. It was a quiet up move that I think slipped under the radar. What did you make of the numbers?
Yeah, this company never disappoints. It's a great company, super products, chronic products, which you require for lifestyle disorders. So I think I always said that this is a most enviable business, which I would say. Because unfortunately, but people have lifestyle disorders, and this medicines continue for your lifetime. It's an annuity cash flow business with 32% margin. So I would say that these are great businesses, so they continue to do well.
All right, on that note, Parag Bhai,
Thanks.
as well as Kush, thank you so much for a lovely conversation this morning, and look forward to the next one.
Thanks.